Sharing in tears, Jamie and the journey from the darkness of Belfast to the lights of Hollywood. Jamie Dornan was born in 1982 in Belfast, Northern Ireland, a city known not only for its stunning scenery, but also for the wounds of war that never fully healed. His mother, Lorna Dornan, died of cancer when Jamie was 16. People ask me, how did that affect you? All I can say is an emptiness that lasted for nearly 2 decades. Jamie's childhood wasn't hellish, but it wasn't peaceful either. He was the youngest of 3 children. His father, Jim Dornan, was a prominent obstetrician and gynecologist, a strict, busy man who kept his emotions in check. I remember long dinners where no one spoke, not because we hated each other, because no one knew where to start. The boy WHO didn't know he was beautiful. Despite becoming a global sex symbol, Jamie was a shy, withdrawn teenager, with low self-esteem. I didn't know I was beautiful. I felt skinny, had big ears, a lisp, and was always afraid I wasn't good enough. He attended Methodist College Belfast, which he describes as a pressure cooker of expectations. He loved rugby, but was always a substitute. He was good at literature, but never dared to read a poem in class. Lost his father, again, alone. In 2021, while filming in Australia, Jamie Dornan received the news that his father, Jim Dornan, had died from complications after contracting COVID-19. I couldn't make it back in time to say goodbye. I cried like a baby, then threw up in the hotel bathroom. It was the first time I felt completely empty since my mother died. He describes the feeling as being ripped from my roots for the second time. First Light, London. In 2002, Jamie moved to London to pursue a modeling career. He lived in a cramped flat with 4 friends, ate instant noodles and survived on failed castings. His breakthrough came unexpectedly. Calvin Klein chose Jamie as the face of its 2004 underwear campaign, alongside Kate Moss. One day I borrowed jeans for a casting. The next day I was standing half naked on a billboard in Times Square. From then on, the media dubbed him the Golden Torso, but he laughs bitterly, they call me gold. But I feel empty. I'm not a model. I'm just a boy who can't face his past, trying to prove something that I don't even know what it is. Hollywood calls, but it also kills him. When Jamie accepted the role of Christian Grey in 50 Shades of Grey, he knew his life was about to change. I read the script and thought, this is not a movie I want my kids to see. But I also knew, this is an opportunity I can't refuse. The film was panned by critics, but was a global box office hit. Jamie suddenly became a sex symbol, sought after by the world, but also mercilessly criticized by the media. There was an article that called me a log that can take off his shirt. Does it hurt? Yes. But I was used to being misunderstood. He recalls that period as success wrapped in loneliness. He suffered from insomnia, had to drink to sleep, and began to doubt his own abilities. Marriage, the only safe place. In 2013, Jamie married Amelia Warner, a British singer-songwriter. They have 3 daughters, and it was family that helped Jamie stay grounded. I'm not Christian Grey. I'm not cold, rich or powerful. I'm the dad who wears broken pajama buttons, burns pancakes, and is always afraid of hurting his wife. Jamie shares that his wife is the only person who saw the real Jamie, and still chose to stay. Lost faith, but not lost path. In 2020 to 2022, Jamie almost disappeared from the screen. He suffered from mild depression, turned down many big roles, and doubted whether he was still a real actor. But then the film, Belfast, by director Kenneth Branagh changed everything. For the first time, I played a Northern Irish man, with my real accent, with real memories. I didn't have to act anymore. I just had to live again. The film was nominated for an Oscar, won many major awards. Jamie was seen again by audiences and experts, no longer as grey, but as a man who had overcome himself. Tears at the Oscar. The 2022 Oscars. When Kenneth Branagh accepted the award for Belfast, Jamie sat in the audience, not smiling, but crying. I thought of my mother, of my father, of Belfast, of the 16-year-old boy who thought he was unworthy of the light. And now, here I am, Jamie, the man WHO learned to love himself. At 43, Jamie Dornan is no longer a sex symbol. He is an actor, a father, a songwriter, and a man who has learned the hardest thing of all. I have learned to forgive the child inside me, the child who thought he was invisible. Now he is seen, heard, and loved. In lieu of a final word, for those WHO also come out of the dark. I know what it feels like not to be chosen, not to be loved, not to be believed, but I am here to say, sometimes, you don't need Hollywood to know you are worthy. You just need someone, maybe yourself, to say, you did it.